Hello students, hope you all are fine. In the last class, we just discussed the brief history of Java programming. Today, we will going to discuss about the installation process and what the environment of Java is. We'll discuss it. Okay. So in this session, this is our agenda for this session: the installation of Java, and we'll see the integrated development environment. In short, it is called IDE. Then we will going to discuss about the Java environment like JVM, JRE, and JDK. So first of all, I would like to explain about the installation process of Java. Okay. So first open Google, and in Google you have to type Java in a search bar. When you hit the button, you will get this link, and this link probably the first link in the Google web page. After hitting that enter button, okay, you have to click this link. Then that link will direct to Java web pages. Okay, so in that you will found this Java download button. Otherwise you will uh, search in menu bar. Okay, then before that you have to choose your operating system. So that means Java can be installed in Mac OS, it can install in Windows as well as Linux with the architect. That means whether if you are using Windows, then it must be 32 bits, or it may be 64 bits. You have to take care of that. Okay, so this thing is finished. When you install the Java, the next job is you have to install a integrated development environment. So here the question is that whether the integrated development environment is compulsory or not. So it is purely optional. Without IDE, you can do the Java program through the console that is available in Windows. Okay. In when we are going to start the Java programming, then I will show the how you start or how you code the Java program without the use of IDE. Okay. So there are so many IDs are there or available for Java programs. So that is um, like Eclipse, like IntelliJ, like NetBeans. There are so many IDs are there. So why we are preferring this integrated development environment? Because it is a platform where everything is compact or everything is available, and the coding must be easy. And uh, when we code there, then it gives a lot of information, like we have to make that our code is readability, and we have to use the command lines, everything. Okay, so as per me, for me, one of the best IDE is the IntelliJ IDE. It is from JetBrains. So when if you want to download that IntelliJ IDE, then you need to visit this website, and from this website you will get this type of web interface. Okay, so there is two version of IntelliJ IDE. One is ultimate version, another this one is ultimate version, and this is the community version. Okay, before that you have to check that which operating system you are using. Is it Windows, Mac, or Linux? Okay, so according to that you have to download it. So before that, again, you see that there is two things for ultimate use. That is the trial version. Okay, it is a paid version, exactly, because in ultimate version it gives 30 days trial use. Okay, but in case of community version, it is a open source and it is freely available. So it is a better choice to use this community version. Okay, clear? So after download this, you have to install this IDE. When you install this IDE, then you will get like this interface. Okay, so this is the menu bar. This menu bar contains file, edit, view, navigate. So many menu bars are there. Okay, then this is the Java practice. I have just created a project. First, click this file, then new, choose the new button or new menu. Then from there, you can create the Java project. Okay, so this is the source file. and at this location you have to create the Java programs. Okay, we'll discuss later on when we start the Java coding. Okay, I will explain it in detail. So next is the environment. What environment Java supports? The first is JVM. It is called Java Virtual Machine, and basically this is used to run the bytecodes. Okay, and because JVM does not understand Java source code. Okay, so that is why when you compile your Java file, that means .java file, to obtain a .class file, and that .class file contains a bytecode which is understood by the JVM, and the same bytecode gives the same result, makes Java a platform independent language. Okay, so the bytecode is partially responsible for the platform independent features of Java. Okay, so in this case, first the Java code is there with the extension .java. When we compile it, then it convert to .class file. The .class file is nothing but it holds the bytecodes, and from that bytecodes, the JVM understand that bytecodes and it converts the further. Okay, so next environment is JRE, that is Java Runtime Environment. It provides the libraries, JVM, and other components. Okay, to run the Java applications as well as Java applets. And this JRE does not contain any tools or utility such as compilers or debuggers for developing applets or Java application. Okay, so next is JDK. JDK means Java Development Kit, and it is a superset of JRE, and it contains everything like JRE plus tools such as compilers, debuggers, and other necessary for developing, or other necessary libraries for developing applets and applications. So here, uh, this JDK, JDK is the superset. Okay, it contains everything inside it. First JVM, JRE, JVM is used read the bytecodes. Okay, JRE contains the library files, right? But JRE does not contain any kind of tools or utility programs like compiler and debuggers. Okay, so the JDK is also contains the development tools like compiler, interpreter, debuggers, or any necessary libraries. Okay, so this whole things kept in a JDK files. When you download that Java from that java.com, or I have already given the source URL. When you install this, and then you will get these folders. Okay, you will get this information from there. Okay, so let me run the IntelliJ IDE. I'll show you how it can work. Okay, let me share the new screen. Okay, so this is the IntelliJ IDE. Okay, when we open this IntelliJ IDE, we will get this kind of interface, and when you open it, it will just give the tips. If you want to continue, then uh, click next, otherwise click close. If you permanently, if you don't want to see that these tips again and again when you start the IntelliJ IDE, then just click over here, don't show it again, and close it. Okay, so this is over. So this area is the coding area where we are going to code, and this is our file structure. This area is the file structure. So let's start. Let's create a project. So here the new, you have to create the new project. Okay, this is the new project. So I would like to inform you that this IntelliJ IDE is the same IDE where we can do the codes. Okay, so this is my Java. I want to do the Java, then I can do the Java FX. I can also do the Android programming here, Maven, Gradle, Groovy, Kotlin. So all programs can done with the same IDE. Okay, so we are going to do the Java. So let me click it. Then my next button. Okay, so here see, it's showing the project ID. It's showing the version of my Java. Okay, that 1.8. That is the version of the Java. So the next, then again I click next, finish. I have to give the project name. Okay, here I have to give the project name. So I have given the Java projects. Okay, then finish. Okay, so I have already created, so no need to start again. So this is my project file where I'm going to write the Java code, and this is the source. Okay, and this is other supportive files. Okay, some supportive files of this IDE. So we are not going to discuss these things. So here, this is the SRC. So you select it, then do the right click. Okay, when you click the right click, okay, you will get the new, again new. Then you have to create the Java class, Kotlin class. So every file you can create here. So our intention is to do the Java program. So we have to use the Java class. Okay, when you click Java class, then you ask for the class name. Okay, the class name, suppose my class name is addition. So remember one thing, class name should be start with the capital letter. Okay, so it is the better naming culture. We'll discuss later on when you move to class. Okay, so then click OK. Okay, so it is taking some time. So it will create a file. Okay, it will create a file addition.java. So it is a class file. It's a public class addition. You can notice here public class addition. Okay, okay. Okay, so addition, from here we can write the program. Okay, when we'll start the program, I will tell you how to do the program in this environment. Okay, this is the one environment. So before installing this IDE, you have to do the path setting. Okay, while you are install the Java, you need to set the path. Okay, so when you install the Java, you have to check it with your CMD. You open your CMD, that is command prompt. Okay, from the command prompt, you check that whether the Java is already compatible with the path of the system, or you need to set the path. Okay, so very sorry. Okay, we'll discuss these things later in the later coming videos. Okay, so some problem is there. Okay, so for today's class, this much only. We have some installation procedure. You install Java in your system, and you choose one IDE. The IDE, maybe you choose that is IntelliJ IDE or NetBeans or Eclipse. Any IDE you can choose. So it will be better if you use that IntelliJ IDE, because I'm going to do the programs with this IntelliJ IDE. Then it is one of the most powerful IDE. Okay, so in the next class, I will tell you how to set the path, and how you do the programs without using the IDE, and we will compare there what is the benefit of using IDE and what is the benefit of not using IDE. Then what is the problem when we are not going to use the IDE. Okay, we'll discuss in coming videos. So thank you so much.